Today we're going to take a tour of the flower farm. We're well into summer, and as you can see, the flowers are in full bloom. This is part 3 of our video on growing a flower farm. Parts 1 and 2 covered the planting stage and the transplanting. And today we are just going to take a tour and take a look at all the beautiful flowers. We have had some successes, as you can see, but we've also had some failures. And one of the things that has been a challenge this year, well, actually 2 things. The first thing is we had a really wet, stormy, rainy, windy spring, and a lot of the plants suffered if they had come up and were doing well, and then we would have these torrential storms, and it really did beat up some of the plants. I'll show you the cornflower. The other thing that's been hard, I've been really busy this summer, and so I haven't been able to do everything that I wanted to have happen in the flower farm, but it still turned out really lovely. So let's go take a look at the flowers. Right here in the front of the flower farm, I planted zinnias on each side of the center row, and they're looking beautiful. We've had some fall over. These are planted really thick, as you can tell. One of the things that I wanted to do with the zinnias that didn't happen is I wanted to thin them out a bit more. A few areas were thinned out, but I was busy and out of town some for different events for the business and also family stuff. And so not everything got thinned out as much as I would have liked it to. So then on this side of the center row, we also have some other colors. I did the yellows. This is a great variety, the canary bird. It's so big and bright, and I just love it. And when you need a good white flower in your arrangements, the polar bear is a nice white one to have. And then I'm never disappointed in the cow giant. If you were only going to grow one variety of zinnias, I would grow the cow giant mix because you get really nice big blooms and you get lots of great colors. So we've got zinnias, and then way in the back, those white tall ones are the spider cleome. And then right here, we've got a bunch of cosmos, and they are starting to bloom, which is really fun. They're such a fun, whimsical flower out in the garden, very cottage garden-like. And they have some nice colors, some light pinks and some dark pinks. Early on, some of the flowers got knocked over, as you can see right here. And I probably should have pulled them out to keep it a little more neat and tidy, but they're growing on their side. And I love the dark pink one right here, the Radiance. Such a pretty color. One of the things that was so sad is when our cornflowers were just starting to bloom, we had some really big storms that just knocked these over. They're still so pretty, but they just got beat up at the base. And if you didn't know about the blue cornflower, it's the color of the year, and it's been really popular this year, which has been fun. It's hard to find flowers that are naturally this color. This tall white and pink variety back here is called the spider cleome. It's super tall and gorgeous. I think it would be really pretty along a fence or the back of a bed where you want a tall border. I have it out here in the flower farm and just letting it grow and look pretty. This is not one that I'll cut and use in arrangements much, but I just love looking at it and having it in the garden. Okay, here we have our dahlias, our cute little pom-pom dahlias and our dwarf dahlias. You can actually grow these from seed, and people are always surprised that you can grow dahlias from seed. But we have several varieties, and you get these cute little, this is the pom-pom shape where it's got a really symmetrical, tight curl Such a great variety. This is my #1 reason for growing flowers. I love to make bouquets. They're beautiful inside. You get to bring the flowers inside and enjoy and share them with others, and it makes them so happy. And who doesn't love fresh flowers? So this is why I grow a flower farm.